Oh, finally. Oh my God. So much trouble. Okay, now I'm finally live. Man, that was sorry, I'm 17 minutes late today. That's ridiculous. Um, anyhow, yeah, a bunch of problems that for some reason it wasn't letting me stream, but and I tried doing everything and now um okay. Let me just make a note in our WhatsApp group. Finally, it's working. You can join using the links. All right. Um, okay. जय श्री श्री गुरु गंगाधर गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरन मोहन जू की जय नित्य ललित विष्णु विष्णुपाद शत रशत शिशुमार भक्तिवेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय नित्य ललित विष्णु विष्णुपाद शत रशत शिशुमार भक्तिवेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय नित्य ललित विष्णु विष्णुपाद शत रशत शिशुमार भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय नित्य प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शतश्मर भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय नित्य प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शतश्मर भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय नित्य प्रविष्ट महाभगवत श्री गोरक्षरस बाबूजी महाराज की जय नित्य प्रविष्ट श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय नित्य प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबूजी महाराज की जय श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जय श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जय श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंद ऋषि गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय नामचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री क्षेत्र मंडल कोरमंडल ब्रजमंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय श्री राधा कुंद श्यामा कुंड की जय श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय श्री भक्ति देवी की जय श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाया की जय श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री दामोदराष्टक की जय श्री सत्यव्रत मुनि की जय श्री सनातन गोसाई पाद's commentary की जय my Srila Gurudev's commentary की jai. And also today is the disappearance day of Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Shutarachita Shmar Bhakti Vicāra Yāyāvara Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, everybody. So, yeah, please excuse the huge delay. Today we're starting 20 minutes late, so we're not going to be able to read that much today. We'll have, but I was actually on the verge of canceling this reading because I was trying so many different things and nothing worked. But then finally I restarted it all, and now it's working. So, yeah. Dandavat pranams, yes. Dandavat pranams, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Satya Mataji, Haribo, and Krishna Mai Didi. And let's see, who else is there? One second. Okay, and I see Ganga Mataji and 3 other people, but I can't see her name because they need to write a comment. All right, Dandavat pranams, everybody. So, my internet is not working. Sorry, the power is out right now, which means I'm not getting my Wi-Fi. I'm using my mobile data, and I have 2 data plans though. So if this one starts, like if this one's starting to break up, then I can switch over to my other network, and that might be faster. So just let me know. I have noise suppression on. Okay, ready to go. Sharing. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen now. All right, let's do this. Dāmodarāṣṭakam. Kṛṣṇa controlled by love and affection, written by Sri Kṛṣṇa Dvaipāyana Vedavyāsa. With the Dig-darśinī-ṭīkā by the cursed jewel among Sri Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Śrī Yukta Sanātana Gosvāmī, and verse and ṭīkā translations and annotations by Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja, and the Dig-darśinī-vṛtti by the best among his followers, Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja. So yesterday we made it halfway through, I think, the third verse. Let's go over this. Okay. Actually, wait, I made a note here. We went up to page 64. Okay. What is that? Wow, we're getting closest to the halfway point. But first, let's go over this third verse, the Sanskrit. Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna open this up. Okay. Well, let's go through it all. It's good to have lots of recaps. So, okay. Namami Shwaram Sachid Ananda Rupam. I offer pranam unto Ishwar, who has a form made of Sachid Ananda. Namami Shwaram Sachid Ananda Rupam. Unto he who has Lasat Kundalam, who has swinging earrings. Lasat means swinging, Kundalam. And Gokule, in Gokul, he is Brajamanam. He is brilliant, splendidly resplendent. He's resplendent in Gokul. Yashoda, now the Leela begins. Yashoda Bhiya, in fear of Mother Yashoda, Ulu Kolat, from the grinding mortar, Dhavamanam, he runs, he dashes off. Paramrishtam, from behind, he's seized, he's caught. Atyantato, ultimately, he's caught. Drutya Gopya, by the Gopi who is running, by Mother Yashoda, who is running after Kṛṣṇa. Yashoda Gopi. Now, after being paramrishtam, after being seized from behind, Rudantam muhur netra yugmam rajantam karam bhoja yugmena. So he's crying Rudantam muhur, incessantly. And with his karam bhoja yugmena, yugmena means by the two, ambhoja means lotus, kara, hands. So karam bhoja yugmena, by his two lotus hands. Mrijantam, he's wiping his netra yugmam, his two eyes. Yugmam means two, right? You see it, yugmam and yugmena. Yugmam means, it's just two, and then yugmena is by the two, right? So karam bhoja yugmena mrijantam netra yugmam. With his two hands, he's wiping his two eyes. Sa tanka netram. These eyes are very, like, expressing lots of fear. It's fear-filled eyes. Muhu shvasa kampa trire kanka kanta stitta graiva. So he's sobbing, sobbing and breathing in deeply, like taking heavy breaths. Muhu means again and again. So he's taking heavy breaths again and again. He's sobbing again and again. And this sobbing is causing the graiva, which means the necklace, which is sthita, which is situated on his kanta, on his neck, which is tri-rekha anka, which is marked anka with three rekha, three graceful lines. It's causing that graiva to kampa, to tremble. That Damodar is he who is bound by the waist. That Damodar is bound by what? He's bound by bhakti. Damodaram bhakti baddham. Okay, now we move on to the verse from yesterday. Itīdṛk. Like this, in this way, itīdṛk, sva-līlābhir, by his pastimes, ānanda-kuṇḍe, sva-ghoṣaṁ nimajjantam, he drowns, he immerses, sva-ghoṣaṁ, the residents of Gokul, of his people of Gokul, ānanda-kuṇḍe, in pools of bliss. Kunda, we know the word kunda. Kunda means in the kunda of Ananda, and the pool of bliss. By this nimajjantam, and also he himself is drowning in this. We read, right? So by this ākhyāpayantam, he is making it known. He's informing who? Those who are tadīyeśita-jñeṣu. So those who have knowledge, Geshu, who are knowledgeable of his godhood, his ishita. What is he telling them? That bhaktair jitatvaṁ, by his devotees, by his bhaktas, he is jitatvaṁ, he is conquered. Yes. And so if we're completely ignorant, we don't have any knowledge of Krishna's, then Kṛṣṇa won't be able to inform us of this. It's when we have some knowledge, right? Srila Sanātana Gosvāmī said. He explains it to those who have some knowledge, that he's only conquered by his devotees. Punaḥ means again and again. Prematas, with love, with prem. Tang, unto him. Śatavrata, hundreds of times. Vande, I offer my obeisance. I offer prayers. Vanda can mean pranams, or it could also mean stuti, like glorification, prayers like that, or offering obeisances. All right, so yesterday, and then we'll go through the fourth verse as well. Yesterday, we went through Srila Sanātana Gosvāmī's commentary on this third verse. Let's see. Like this, by his Bhaktivedānta, or either, so itīdṛk here, Srila Sanātana Gosvāmī says, it means either in this, like this, by his Bhaktivedānta, by his quality of coming under the control of his devotees, or it could mean like this, by this Damodar Lila. He immerses the residents of Gokul, and there's two meanings of sva-ghoṣaṁ. Sva-ghoṣaṁ either means he loudly proclaims, or it means his own kin, the residents of Gokul. Okay. Let's move on to my Srila Gurudev's commentary, because he goes very in depth explaining Srila Sanātana Gosvāmī's commentary. So, there's very sweet leelas here. My Srila Gurudev gives example how he immerses the residents of Gokul in bliss, in ānanda-kuṇḍe. Like, for example, when Shri Kṛṣṇa became a little bit bigger, he discovered that he could go beyond the doorstep leading out of the house. One day, when he and his big brother Balaram went outside, they saw that some bright red flowers had blossomed nearby. However, the flowers were surrounded by a fence of dry bare thorns. Somehow, they moved the thorny branches aside and went through to pick flowers. Meanwhile, the thorny branches fell back into place, blocking their way out. How will we get out of here? they yeah, they wondered, how will we get out of here? And they burst into tears. Mother Yashoda heard their loud sobbing and came out of the house. Finding them trapped, she managed to move the thorny branches to the side and take them out. Sometimes Kṛṣṇa would hold onto the horns of huge bulls and swing them. Other times, he would become astonished when he saw himself reflected in the jewel pillars of his home, and he'd even tried to speak with that reflection. One day, his mother said, "Kṛṣṇa, go fetch a calf, and we will worship him." Kṛṣṇa found a calf and caught hold of him, but when he tried to bring him to his mother, the calf refused to move. Kṛṣṇa struggled to bring him along, tugging and pulling all the way. He finally reached the house, but when he noticed a pot of butter hanging from the ceiling, his mouth began to water. He climbed onto the calf's back, and taking hold of the pot, he began to empty it of its contents. Seeing his chance to escape, the calf fled from the spot, leaving Kṛṣṇa dangling from the hanging pot above. "Maya, Maya," he cried. Mother Yashoda, finding Kṛṣṇa hanging in the air, took him down and scolded him. And then, early each morning, the gopis used to crowd into Mother Yashoda's home just to see Kṛṣṇa. Sometimes, some gopis would say, "Kṛṣṇa is so strong," while others would argue, "No, Balaram is much stronger." How shall we definitively, is it definite? No, it says definitely. Anyways, but how will we find out who is stronger? Let the two boys wrestle, and the winner will get a big lump of butter. On these occasions, just by seeing the butter, the two boys' mouths would water, and they would start wrestling. The gopis siding with Kṛṣṇa would clap their hands if he won, but if he lost, then the gopis on Baladev's side would clap victoriously. Sometimes a gopi would tempt Kṛṣṇa with a laddu, saying, "Kanaya, if you dance for us, I will give you this laddu." Putting his hand on his waist, he would dance to the rhythm, "Tattoi, tattoi," and even sing a sweet little song. In various ways, the Vraj gopis make Kṛṣṇa dance, and he became just like their puppet, for he came under their full control. At other times, the gopis would, one second. Hari Bol Shubhananda Prabhu and Kṛṣṇa Mai Didi. Okay. At other times, the gopis who came to visit Mother Yashoda would order Kṛṣṇa, "Kṛṣṇa, bring us that wooden seat." The darling little Kṛṣṇa would try to lift the small seat, but when they saw that he could not, they swelled with sweet affection for him. That same Śrī Kṛṣṇa, in his Varaha incarnation, lifted the entire earth on his tusks. Also, when Kṛṣṇa was a little older, he easily lifted Govardhan Hill on his little finger as if it were no more than a toy ball. But in his childhood pastimes in that same Brajdam, he could not even lift a small wooden seat. This is the nature of his sweet human-like pastimes. He controls and maintains everything in creation, yet he is controlled by the residents of Vraj. Okay. So Śrī Kṛṣṇa's sweet, what is the meaning of itīdṛk sva-līlābhir ānanda-kuṇḍe sva-ghoṣaṁ nimajjantam? Śrī Kṛṣṇa's sweet childhood pastimes are an ocean of ras. That ocean is inexhaustible and it has no boundary, for it is absolutely unlimited. He drowns all of the gopas, gopis, cows, calves, and the entire settlement of Vraj in the vast ocean of these pastimes. Even he, in fact, drowns in the ocean of the sweetness of his own pastimes. Why does Śrī Kṛṣṇa perform these pastimes? Sri Satyavrata Muni answers this question in relation to tadīyeśita-jñeṣu, those who always retain knowledge of Bhagawad's supreme position. A Tattva-jnani sees Rajendranandan Sri Shyama-Sundar as the source of all incarnations and the essence and ultimate limit of Godhead. They know him as the possessor of all six opulences in their fullness, and the Supreme Lord who has the power to make the impossible possible. Devotees such as Narad and the four Kumaras have full knowledge of Śrī Kṛṣṇa's true position. Through these pastimes, Śrī Kṛṣṇa is explaining to them, ākhyāpayantam, he is making it known to them, that although I possess the potency to make the impossible possible, I am nonetheless controlled by the residents of Vraj. I am simply playing here in the mood of an ignorant child. And then we read the beautiful, heart-touching story of the fruit seller from Mathura who came to sell her fruit. And she was an ideal example for us, a sadhak. She came again and again to see Kṛṣṇa, but every time she came to see Kṛṣṇa, because she heard about him, so hearing Hari Katha, then that desire, that lobh increased inside her, and she wanted to have darshan of this Kṛṣṇa, but every time she went, she was unable to see him. And the sadhaks resolved, but then she finally made the resolve. She resolved, if I do not see Kṛṣṇa today, I will not return to Mathura. The sadhak's resolve should be exactly the same. He should think, day and night, I will execute the limbs of devotion as instructed by Śrīmad Mahaprabhu and Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī. With love, I will chant a fixed number of Śrī Hari's names and serve Śrī Guru and the Vaishnavas. Every day, I will study Śrīmad Bhagavatam and devotional literature and other devotional literatures. Every day, I will recite Gopi Geet, Venu Geet, Brahmar Geet, and Jugal Geet. If I come across a Rasik Vaishnav, I will give my life to serving him. I will visit the places where Sri Radha Krishna performs their confidential pastimes in the groves and forests of Raj. I will pray very piteously there and recite hymns and prayers that are full of longing. Then Sri Krishna will surely give me his darshan. He is not far away. So she made her vow, and she came to Nanda Mahāraja's cowherd settlement and wandered about near his house. She began crying out, "Come take fruits, follow, follow. Come take mangoes, bananas, guavas, follow, follow." But within moments, she became so absorbed in thinking about Kṛṣṇa that instead of calling the names of the fruits, she called, "Come take Gopal, Gopalo, Madhavlo, Damodarlo." At first, she had been balancing the basket of fruit on her head with one hand, but eventually she forgot to hold the basket altogether. It kept from falling only due to her natural expertise. Finally, she sat down before the doorstep of Nanda Mahāraja's house. When Sri Kṛṣṇa heard the cries of the fruit seller, he could not remain sitting quietly on his mother's lap. So he climbed down and went to a nearby mound. He went to a nearby mound of grain. After taking as much grain as he could hold in his joined palms, he started toward the fruit seller, but his hands were so tiny that all the grain fell from them as he walked. When he reached the fruit seller, all he had left were just a few grains that were wedged between his palms and fingers. He poured them into her basket and demanded, "Oh, give me some fruit." The fruit seller became completely enchanted by the beautiful form of little Kṛṣṇa and just sat there looking at him for some time. The import of this pastime is that unless someone is intensely eager to see Sri Kṛṣṇa and is absorbed in remembering him, just as the fruit seller was, he does not give them his darshan. Sri Kṛṣṇa only gives his darshan to those sadhaks who desire nothing but to see him and serve him. In other words, he only appears before those who have become completely free from anarthas. When the fruit seller returns to external consciousness, she said, "Lala, my darling boy, I will only give you fruit if you sit on my lap just once and call me Ma." Little Kṛṣṇa carefully looked in all directions just to make sure no one was watching. And when he was sure no one could see, he jumped onto her lap. "Ma," and then quickly jumped off again. "Give me fruit." All of the deepest desires within the heart of the fruit seller had been now fulfilled. She wanted to give Kṛṣṇa all of her fruit, but she could only give him as much as he could hold in his tiny arms and hands. When Kanaya returns to where Mother Yashoda was sitting in the courtyard, he placed the fruit in her veil. "Lala, where did you get these fruits from?" she asked. Kṛṣṇa simply pointed to the door. Mother Yashoda became delighted to see such succulent and tasty fruits. She began to distribute them to all the gopis present. But amazingly, even though there were only a few fruits, the quantity did not diminish. When Kṛṣṇa left the fruit seller near the doorstep of his house, she completely lost external awareness. Kṛṣṇa had stolen her heart, and she simply sat in that very same spot until a gopi passing by shook her and brought her back to external consciousness. She slowly picked up her basket of fruit, placed it upon her head, and then set off for Mathura. As the fruit seller walked along the bank of the Yamuna River, she realized that her basket had become much heavier than before. When she set it down and looked inside, she was struck with wonder. Her basket was filled with a variety of valuable jewels. She picked up the basket, threw it into the Yamuna, and burst into tears. Shri Kṛṣṇa has cheated me, she cried. I have been completely deprived of his real mercy. Overwhelmed by love for Shri Kṛṣṇa, she lamented bitterly and never returns to her home. When Shri Kṛṣṇa steals anyone's heart, invariably, this becomes their condition. And there's this beautiful verse from Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Evam vrata sapriya nama kirtya jatanurago druta chitta uchai hasyatato roditi rotigayatun madavan nrityati lokabhya. Saintly people who have firmly devoted themselves to serving Bhagavan with deep love constantly engage in kirtan of their most beloved names of Kṛṣṇa. With deep attachment, when deep attachment, when anuraga arises in them, their hearts thoroughly melt and they become mad in love of God. They laugh and cry loudly, agitated by love. They sing about their Lord in sweet voices, just like madmen. Without a trace of shyness, they dance and sing unaffected by the opinions of ordinary people. Okay, so that's where we read to yesterday. I just reread everything. Sorry. It was just so beautiful. I couldn't stop. So now we're not going to read so much today because I started late. But anyhow, we're going through this at a slow pace. What time is it? Oh my God, it's already 7:44. Okay. The evil demoness Putana, who would murder. 1 second, let me just check. Haribol, Pradyumna Prabhu, Mantra Murti Mataji, and Vidyalala Sadidi. And I see there's a bunch of other people watching, 7 people. Haribol. And as you can see on my screen, I only see the names of those who wrote comments. So, okay. The evil demoness Putana, who would murder small children and drink their blood, beautifully disguised herself as a mother and entered Vraj intending to kill baby Kṛṣṇa. Despite her wicked deceit, merely on the basis of her motherly appearance, Shri Kṛṣṇa granted her a position as a real nursemaid in Goloka. In exchange for a morsel of worthless chipped rice, just see what he gave Sudama Vipra. He gave Sudama Vipra an unimaginable opulence. Then, what will he not give this fruit seller who is ready to give him all her fruit? Even four-headed Sri Brahma, the creator of the universe, cannot imagine the answer to this question. Lord Brahma prays, Esham ghosha-nivasinam utabhavan kim devarate tinash cheto vishvapalat phalam tvadaparam kutrapyayan mohyati sarveshariva putanapi sakula tvameva deva pita yadhamartha suhrit priyatmatanaya pranashayastvat krite. That's from the prayers of Lord Brahma in the 14th chapter of the 10th canto, verse 35. O Master, who is most worshipful even for the demigods, now my mind is becoming bewildered by a doubt. How will you be able to reward the residents of Vraj for their service? You are the condensed form of the highest benediction. There is no reward superior to obtaining you. But even if you give your very self to the Vrajvasis, you will not be freed from your debt to them, because you have even given yourself to Putana. She was extremely cruel at heart, yet by deceitfully appearing before you in the form of a virtuous nursemaid, she has obtained you. Even her relatives, like Aghasura and Bakasura, have now obtained you. How can you give the same reward to the Vrajvasis who have given you everything? They have offered you their homes, their wealth, and relatives. They've even offered their own bodies, children, life, and mind, everything at your lotus feet. Every day, Shri Kṛṣṇa would perform beautiful, sweet pastimes like these and immerse the residents of Vraj in an ocean of bliss. Though there are those who know him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the controller of all others. They know him as the possessor of all potencies, as the causeless original cause of all other causes, as the supreme being who has no equal, what to speak of a superior, and as he who makes the impossible possible. Yet by these pastimes, he is showing such knowledgeable personalities that he can only be controlled by bhakti. What kind of bhakti can control him? The four Kumaras, Dhruva Mahārāja, Prahlād Mahārāja, Śrī Narad, Śrī Uddhav, and the Yādavas, as well as many others, all have some form of bhakti, but their bhakti can never control him. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 3, verse 16, it says, Aishvarya Shitila Preme Nahi Mora Prita. I am not pleased by love that is weakened by awe and reverence. Aishvarya Shitila Prem Nahi Mora Prita. Devotees who have reverential love for Kṛṣṇa stands before him and with folded hands offer him prayers. But if someone loves him with a mood similar to one of the Vrajavasis, like Subal, Sridham, Madhumangal, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Baba, or above all, one of the Vrajagopis, then Śrī Kṛṣṇa will come under his control. Among these Vrajavasis, the Vrajagopis are supreme, and among them, Śrīmati Radhika is topmost. If someone's devotion to Śrī Kṛṣṇa is like the devotion of Śrīmati Radhika's maidservants, then he can control Śrī Kṛṣṇa completely. The following verses celebrate these facts. Ananga Ranga Mangala Prasanga Bangura Bhruvam Savi Brahmam Sasam Brahmam Driganta Bana Patanai Nirantaram Vashikrita Pratiti Nandanandane Kada Karishasi Hamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam. Oops, typo there. O Sarveshwari, mistress of all controllers, Radhika, on the stage of amorous sport, in the course of an auspicious discussion, you express amazement by curving your eyebrows like bows, and then suddenly firing the arrows of your sidelong glances, piercing the son of Sri Nanda with amorous delusion and bringing him under your perpetual control. When will you make me the recipient of your merciful sidelong glance? There's another verse I'm just thinking of. What is it? Gandharva Sampartanashtakam. How does it go? It's one of the last verses. Bhagyuddha keli kutuke vrajarajasunam jitvam madam adhikadarpa vikashi jalpam pulabhiralabhira nalpam udiryamana stotram kadanubhavatim avalokayashe. When you and Śrīmati Radhika, when you and Sham Sundar are Vagyuddha, you're having a battle of words. Vagyuddha Keli Kutuke. In that play, Vrajarajasunam Jitvam, you defeat Vrajendra Nandan in that battle of words. And you become Adhika Darpa Vikashi Jalpam. You swell up, you become exceedingly swelled up with pride in your oratory prowess. And all the gopis clap their hands and praise Radhika's like her expertise. When will I stotram kada nubhavatim avalokayashe? When will I see this and be able to join in the praise of Śrīmati Radhika when she defeats Kṛṣṇa? Okay. Even Shri Sita, the wife of Bhagavan Shri Ram, could not control Shri Ram by her love. Shri Ram gave her up and sent her to the forest to live in exile. Could Shri Kṛṣṇa ever banish Śrīmati Radhika from his house in Nandagaon? Srimati Radhika does not even live in his house with him. He becomes so nervous in her presence that he could never ask her to leave his house, what to speak of banishing her from it forever. He becomes nervous in her presence. The reason he becomes so nervous around her is because he is always impassioned with love for her. When she instructs him in the various arts, such as dancing, he fears that he may make some mistake. There's a Hindi song, I don't know how you sing it at all. So, Priya ko nachavata shikpati pyari, mana go mana lakuti liye thari, darapata kunja vihari. Darapata kunja vihari. I just made that up. While instructing her beloved in the art of dancing, Śrī Radhika watches him with a cane in hand, ready to chastise him. Her cane is her sulky, contrary mood, which causes Śrī Kunja Vihari to fear making any mistake. When Śrī Radhika spontaneously becomes in flames with man, with jealous anger, either with or without any cause, Shri Krishna prays, Smaragara lakandana, Mama Shirasi Mandanam, Dehi Parapallavamudaram. That's from Shri Gita Govinda 10:8. Krishna prays to Srimati Radhika, "Oh, my beloved, Cupid's powerful poison is devastating me. Please be merciful to me and place upon my head the cooling, tender petals of your lotus feet." What to speak of bowing at the lotus feet of Sarveshwari Shri Radha? Shri Krishna falls at the feet of Shri Rupa Manjari and Shri Rati Manjari, her maidservants, when, on their Swamini's order, they forbid him to enter Shri Radha's kunj. He begs them for permission to enter, pleads with them, and flatters them just to pacify them. Just see the position of Shri Radha's maidservants. There's a verse in this, we just sang it last night. Radhika Charana Padma Sakala Shreyara Sadma by Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur. There's one verse, Radha Pada Vina Kabu Krishna Nahi Mile, Radhar Dasir Krishna Sarva Vede Bole. That Krishna, Radha Dasir Krishna, that Krishna becomes the property of Srimati Radhika's maidservants. They're his property. He's their property, that's my mistake. Now, our worshipful Srila Raghunath Das Goswāmī says, Padabjayostava vinavaradasya-meva nanyat kadapi samaye kila deviyache sakhyayate mama namostu namostu nityam Dasyayate mama rasostu rasostu satyam. This is from Shri Vilap Kusmanjali, verse 16. Very famous verse. I think we should put spaces in between before this. Astu though. I'll come back to that. Okay. O goddess, you are capable of bestowing all benedictions. But I do not want anything other than service to your lotus feet. I offer my obeisances forever, to Sakya, the mode of friendship with you. But the essence of my life, the real essence of my life, is Dasya, the mood of service. Sri Prabodhananda Saraswati's eternal identity in Sri Krishna's pastimes is Tungavidya Saki, one of Sri Radha's 8 principal Sakis. But he is also praying to attain the position of being Sri Radha's maidservant. This is a very famous verse also. Yat kinkarishu bahusha kaluka kuvani Nityam parasya purushasya shikandamole Tasya kadarasa nidir vrishabhanujayas Tatkeli kunja bhavanangana marjanisyam. This is the 8th verse of Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam. O daughter of Vrishabhanu Mahārāja, ocean of Ras, that beautiful boy who wears a gracefully tilting peacock feather in his hair is actually the original personality of Godhead. Still, he is always falling at the feet of your maidservants and pitifully begging them with many humble words to gain entrance into your kunj, where the two of you engage in your playful, loving pastimes. My life would be successful if I could even be one stick in the broom of your maidservants that your maidservants use to clean your delightful kunj. He's praying not to even be the broom, just to be one stick of that broom that your maidservants use to clean your delightful kunj. Sri Krishna rises when the gopis order him to rise, and he sits when they order him to sit. Okay, then there's a song, Chachiya Bhara Chacha Para Hari Ko Nachave. I don't know how to sing it. That's by Rasa Khan. Just see the glories of these ladies of Raj. They make Sri Hari dance for a mere palmful of buttermilk. No other kind of bhakti has the power to control Krishna in this way. One second, just drinking some water. Okay. Mother Yashoda may tell Krishna, "Today, Kanaya, do not take the cows to graze in the forest. It is your birthday." But he will not follow her order. He will eagerly go out to graze the cows. What is in the forest that attracts him so much? Within the forest, he can meet the young Vraj gopis and play freely with them, especially with Sri Radha. They meet together in secret places like Radhakund, Suryakund, and Kusum Sarovar. The amorous love that the young Vraj gopis have for Sri Krishna is greater even than the amorous love of the Vraj gopis is greater even than parental love for him. In fact, their love includes all the qualities of parental affection. This is explained at the end of Rupa Shiksha, Mahaprabhu's instructions to Rupa Gosvāmī. And therefore, playing with the gopas or grazing his cows is not the primary reason he takes the cows into the forests every day. No, the main reason he enters in the forest is to play with his dearmost gopis. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 8, verses 201 to 204, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains that without the help of Sri Radha Sakis, Sri Krishna's amorous pastimes will never develop in someone's heart. So this is 8th chapter of Madhya Lila, 201 to 204. Radha Krishner Lila ati gudatar dasya vatsalyadi bhave na hoy gochar. Sri Radha Krishna's pastimes in the groves of Vrindavan are extremely confidential. Such pastimes are beyond the grasp of anyone in the mood of Sri Krishna's affectionate servant, friend, or parent. Shabe eka saki ganer iha adhikar saki hoite hoy e lilar vistar. Only the damsels of Braj are qualified to see these secret pastimes, and only they can make them expand. Saki bina e lila pushta nahi hoy, saki lila vistariya, saki ashvadoy. Only the Sakis are qualified to nourish these secret pastimes, and they take great pleasure in making them expand. Sorry, I got distracted by a message. Saki bina e lilai, anyer nahi gati, saki bhave je tare kore anugati. Radha Krishna kunja seva sadhya she pai, she sadhya paite ar nahi ko upay. No one can see or participate in these pastimes without the help of the young Vrajagopis. Only those fortunate souls who follow in their footsteps by adopting their exalted mood of amorous love for Sri Kṛṣṇa will attain the ultimate goal of directly serving Sri Radha Kṛṣṇa in the kunjas of Vrindavan. There is no other way to obtain this. Only by following in the footsteps of these Vrajagopis. There's no other way. One day, Mahadev Shiva, the chief demigod, set off to see his supremely worshipful Lord, who had just appeared in Vraj. Arriving at the gate of Nanda Maharaja's home, he sang loudly, "Alaka Niranjan, Alaka Niranjan," and played his damuru drum. Isn't it damuru, not damuru? I don't know. Damuru. What does Alaka Niranjan mean? Let's see. This phrase is used to beg alms in the name of Sri Bhagavan, or simply to make one remember him. It is a description of Paramatma, who is invisible, alaka, and aloof from Maya, Niranjan. Alaka Niranjan, Alaka Niranjan. When Mother Yashoda came to the door, when she heard him singing and playing his drum, Mother Yashoda came to his door when she heard him and saw him playing his drum. Can you hear the monkeys? I have noise suppression on. Okay, so she came to the door when she heard him playing the drum, but when she saw the appearance of this unusual yogi, she became afraid. He wore robes of tiger skin and a garland of human skulls. Dangerous serpents adorned his hands, feet, and neck, and he held a tall, fearful trident by his side. His body was smeared from head to toe with ashes from a cremation ground, and his thoroughly matted hair made him look ancient and even more dreadful. His carrier, Nandi, a massive bull, accompanied him. Seeing that this terrible yogi was approaching her, accompanied by Nandi, this huge bull, Yashoda became utterly terrified. Nonetheless, she asked him dutifully, "Do you want some alms? Just wait, I will bring them to you." Mahadev Shankar replied, "O mother, I have walked so far to come here from my home in Kailash. Just show me your baby. I want to see your darling child." One second, just looking at the chat. Oh, Haribol Satyamataji. Haribol. Okay, so I just want to see your darling child. She said, "Eat or drink whatever you like and then go," she said. "Do not play your damuru so loudly. My child is sleeping." Shankarji said, "O innocent mother, I do not want your flour and beans or silk clothes and bags, nor do I want anything to eat, drink, wear, or rest upon. I have come to see your darling son just once. This is the only donation I need." Mother Yashoda hesitated and then said to him, "I am an adult, yet your appearance terrifies me. My darling boy is so young. He will become too afraid if he sees your form, so I will not show him to you." And she went inside the house. Sri Shankar, the foremost demigod, was not about to leave without seeing Sri Kṛṣṇa. He sat down by the door and lit a ceremonial fire. When your beautiful son grows a little older, he thought, he will come outside to play, and I will finally be able to see him. I will not return to Kailash without seeing him. To this day, the place near Nanda's home where Mahadev Sri Shankar was sitting is known as Yogiya Kund. Mother Yashoda entered the house and found her darling baby boy crying loudly. Nothing she tried would pacify him, so she consulted her friends. A respected elder gopi spoke. "This is not an ordinary yogi. He is from the sacred mountains of Kailash. When your boy heard him playing his drum, he became afraid, and now he has started to cry more and more loudly. It would be wise to show him your dear son at least once. Seeing no other recourse but to show her son to the extraordinary yogi, Yashoda Maya placed Kṛṣṇa in a black basket and covered all his limbs with black cloth to protect him from inauspiciousness. She anointed his eyes with thick black eyeliner and she marked his forehead with a big black dot. Just with a black dot. Then she reluctantly brought Kṛṣṇa outside and allowed the yogi just a brief glimpse of him. To her astonishment, when she was turning to enter her house, she noticed that Kṛṣṇa had stopped crying. Sri Shankar, the king of mystics, spoke to her. Mother, I will light a ceremonial fire and stay nearby. If ever your beloved child falls prey to some evil, just call for me. I will chant mantras and ward off any evil effects with mustard seeds and salt, and he will be restored to health. Thereafter, whenever Kṛṣṇa would cry, she would call the yogi from his dwelling. Okay, I don't know how to sing this. I'm going to just make something up. Yogi chalo nanda bhavana me Yashomati maya tumhe bulave Bake lala ko najar lagi hai Pe rainon karavave me Raho yogi Nanda bhavana me Vraja me vasa sadattu ki jo Java vakulala robe Taba darshana dijo. Sorry. Yogi, come to Nanda Bhavan. Kṛṣṇa's devoted mother Yashoda Maya is calling you. Her dear son has come under an evil eye. Ward off it. Her dear son has come under the evil eye, an evil eye. Ward off its effect with mustard and salt. Stay here, Yogi. Just stay here in Nanda Bhavan. Please live in Vraj forever. Whenever her darling son cries, come and give him your darshan. Thus, the life of that yogi, from the Vrajvasi's perspective, he's just a yogi, became successful. Har Har Mahadev. Kṛṣṇa says, Kishore Kṛṣṇa says. In his Padyavali, an anthology of verses written by many different acharyas, Srila Rupa Gosvāmī quotes the following pastime. Ramo nama babuvahum tarbala siteti hum tam pitur bacha panchavati vane nivasatas tasyaha radravana Kṛṣṇa yeti puratinim nijakatam akarnya matreritam somitre Vadanur iti vyagragira pantuva. That's Padyavali, verse 150, author unknown. One night, Mother Yashoda was tenderly stroking Kṛṣṇa and lulling him to sleep with a story. She said, one second. Once there was a king, she said. Sri Kṛṣṇa eagerly responded, yes, and? His name was Dasharatha, she continued, and he had 4 sons. When they grew up, Vishvamitra took them to protect the arena of his sacred fire sacrifice. Sri Kṛṣṇa murmured, yes, and? After they saved the fire sacrifice, Vishvamitra took them to Mithila. The king of Mithila, Mahārāja Janak, had vowed to give his daughter's hand in marriage only to the one who could string Shiva's bow and break it, and not to anyone else. Again, Sri Kṛṣṇa murmured, Kings came from many far-off lands, she continued, but they all failed. Finally, Sri Ram strung Shiva's massive bow and broke it. Then, Princess Sita was married to Lord Ram. Kṛṣṇa murmured as she spoke, and whenever she paused, even for a brief moment, he eagerly inquired, "Mother, what happened next?" To carry out his father's order, Sri Ram had to enter the forest in exile, and Sita and Lakshman went with him. When they were residing at a place called Panchavati, the demon Maricha tricked Ram and led him into the forest. Meanwhile, back at their cottage, Ravan came and kidnapped Sita. Just hearing this, Shri Krishna, absorbed in the mood of Ram, sprang up from his bed, crying, "Lakshman, bring me my bow. Where is my bow? My bow!" May Sri Hari's impassioned cries when he is absorbed in this mood protect you. What a neat verse, huh? To mitre qua dhanur dhanu itti vyagra gira patantuva. Dhanur dhanu. Okay. One day, while Mother Yashoda was churning yogurt in an earthen pot, she attracted her darling son to her with sweet words. Then, for a short time, she left to do something else. When Krishna's eyes suddenly fell upon the earthen pot, he saw the moon reflected on the surface of the yogurt. When Mother Yashoda returned, he repeatedly demanded, "Mother, I want the moon. Give me that toy." Mother Yashoda took a lump of butter from the pot and gave it to him. At first, he became happy, but when he looked back into the pot, he saw the moon was still there. Again, he began restlessly demanding it. Mother Yashoda said, "Look up. That is the moon." "I want it," he demanded. "There is poison on it," she said. Shri Krishna asked, "How did poison get on it?" "A long time ago, when the demigods and demons churned the great ocean of milk, poison came to the surface. That poison is on the moon. Do you see those black impressions on the moon? That is the poison. Tell me, who would want to play with that?" Hearing this explanation, Shri Krishna became frightened. Such are Shri Krishna's unlimited pastimes. He drowns the residents of Braj in the ocean of their sweetness, and he also drowns in that ocean. So nimajjantam doesn't just refer to the Vrajvasis, it also refers to himself. He himself becomes nimajjantam. He drowns, completely immersed in that ocean, in the ānanda-kuṇḍe. Thus ends the Dig-darśinī-vṛtti on the third verse. Here's a picture of that pastime. All right, so what time is it now? It is 8:15. Let's see, how long is this verse for? You know what? Change of plans. Today is the disappearance day of Bhakti Vicāra Jajavara Gosvāmī Mahārāja. And so instead of reading this fourth verse, I will, let's read about him. And then, yeah, because we don't have so much time to read anyways. So, yeah, I'm going to stop this. Yeah, okay. Satyamataji approves. Cool. Cool. All right. Let's go to, where is it? Let me just open up a new tab. No, Ishuro Chaitanya Vani. This website is vcvani.org. Actually, I could get it in my beloved masters. On this website, vcvani.org, you can download all of Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Parvati Goswami Mahārāja's books in Kindle format for free, also in PDF format. So let's find it. VCV books. My beloved masters. Man, the power's been out for a long time. How is my battery doing? 47%. That's okay. But it seems like my internet's been working okay, huh? That's good. Okay. Let's make the text big. Oops, that's too big. I think that's good. Okay. So let's go to Bhakti Vicāra Jajavara Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Okay. By Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Parvati Goswami Mahārāja. Okay. Accepting the shelter of Srila Prabhupada. Although Śrīmad Bhakti Vichar Jajabhar Gosvāmī Mahāraja's forefathers were originally from Orissa, he took birth in Durmut, Medinipur district, West Bengal. Śrīla Mahārāja, then known as Śrī Sarveshwar Panda, was still very young when he encountered Śrīmad Bhakti Prasuna Bodhayan Goswami Mahārāja, a disciple of Śrīla Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in Jagannath Puri. One second, let me just I need to change this because it's there. Now I can see everything. Okay, so Bhakti Prasuna, he saw Bhakti Prasuna Damarama. What is his name? Bhakti Prasuna Bodhayan Goswami Maharaj when he was just a little boy. And he had his darshan in Jagannath Puri. Okay. After hearing the teachings and glories of Śrīla Prabhupada through Śrīla Bodhayan Goswami Maharaj, Śrī Sarveshwar Panda took shelter at the lotus feet of Śrīla Prabhupada at Śrī Puruṣottam in Jagannath Puri and was given the name Śrī Sarveshwar Brahmachari after receiving initiation when he was very young. The astrologer's prediction. Once, a famous and reputable astrologer read the palms of both Śrī Sarveshwar Brahmachari and another renowned brahmachari. At the end of the reading, the astrologer confidently told them, "Both of you will marry and enter household life. It is definite. There is no way out of it." Same thing happened to me, actually. I was supposed to get married a couple of years ago. Although Śrī Sarveshwar Brahmachari was quite young, Śrīla Prabhupada wanted to give him sannyas due to his expertise in kirtan and his vast knowledge of Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta. But because of the astrologer's prediction, Śrī Sarveshwar Brahmachari was reluctant to accept sannyas, fearing that the desire to marry may be latent within him. Sensing Śrī Sarveshwar Brahmachari's reluctance, Śrīla Prabhupada said, "Sannyas means to completely surrender at the lotus feet of Śrī Kṛṣṇa. Why are you fearful of taking shelter of Abhay Charanaravinda Śrī Kṛṣṇa, whose lotus feet bestow fearlessness?" Śrī Sarveshwar Brahmachari received sannyas in 1936 and was the last sannyas disciple of Śrīla Prabhupada. He was given the name Śrīmad Bhakti Vichar Jajabhar Mahārāja. The other brahmachari implicated in the astrologer's prediction eventually married, but Śrīla Yāyāvara Goswami Mahārāja never did. Sometime much later, when the astrologer again met with Śrīla Yāyāvara Goswami Mahārāja and looked at his palm, he said, "I don't know what to say. The lines of your hand have changed, and along with them, your destiny. I have heard from the Vaishnavas, Kṛṣṇa Bhakta Jadi Hoy Balavan, Vidhir Kalama Kati Kore Khana Khan. If a devotee of Śrī Kṛṣṇa is very powerful, he can easily cut into pieces that which is written down as his destiny. Previously, I never had much faith in this statement, but I now see before me the evidence of its truthfulness. Bhakti truly can change a person's destiny." Yeah, when we're under the shelter of Kṛṣṇa, then we're not under the shelter of the planets anymore. When we're under the influence of Kṛṣṇa, then the influence of the planets cannot touch us. You might have heard me tell this before. I've mentioned it, I think, a couple of times, but my father's an astrologer, actually. But when he was going through his worst astrological period ever, he was in his Rahu period and everything should have been going wrong for him. It was actually like one of the best times of his life, really blissful time. He was a pujari in the temple and was blissfully engaged all day in Thakurji's seva. And everything was wonderful in his life. And then when he, then what happened? Then he left that seva. And as soon as he left that seva, he was no longer under Thakurji's influence, like I say, under their shelter. And immediately all his astrology stuff hit him so hard. It was so bad that I think he was like on the run from the cops. I think he got put in jail. He's almost about to go to jail for life. And like, it was really bad. So yeah, anyways, just a little anecdote. Where was he at the time? I think in Laguna Beach. Yeah. Okay. Do not be quick to praise anyone. They may become puffed up and fall down. Oh, this is a very important instruction. Do not be quick to praise anyone. They may be puffed up and fall down. Okay. Śrīla Yāyāvara Gosvāmī Mahārāja was a Dur-darshi. He was able to very clearly see all future happenings. He had deep insight to the, he can, yeah. There is one pastime in this regard. In 1960, my Guru Maharaj, Śrīmad Bhakti Madhav Gosvāmī Maharaj, organized a festival at our Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math in Vrindavan to celebrate the installation of the Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Sri Radha Govinda deities, to which he had invited almost all of his godbrothers, including Śrīla Yāyāvara Gosvāmī Maharaj. Because it was such a large gathering, there is no single location large enough to provide both residence and prasad to all of the attending Vaishnavas. Various dharmashalas were thus booked, and the arrangements were made in such a way that the Vaishnavas would be able to honor prasad in their respective dwellings. During the festival, a very young devotee who had only recently accepted sannyas spoke Harikatha. Being quite learned and scholarly, he delivered his lecture in fluent English and quoted many verses from the Shastras. Everyone was impressed to hear such a well-presented lecture. So funny, he spoke English to a bunch of Bengalis. The next day, while honoring prasad, Śrīmad Bhakti Vikas Hrishikesh Goswami Maharaj, a sannyasi disciple of Srila Prabhupada, began glorifying the young sannyasi who had spoken the previous day. Śrīla Yāyāvara Goswami Maharaj and Sripad Krishna Keshav Brahmachari were also present in the room. Because I was responsible for providing and serving them prasad, I too was there. Hearing this praise, Śrīla Yāyāvara Goswami Maharaj immediately interrupted Śrīla Hrishikesh Goswami Maharaj by loudly saying, "There is no need to glorify this young sannyasi at this time. Although he surely spoke Harikatha nicely, being a new devotee, who can say how much he realizes in his heart of which he spoke? Who can say how much he realizes in his heart of what he spoke? Speaking is one thing, but how fixed is he on this path? There is much time remaining in his life. Let him first live and grow in this Vaishnav world before glorifying him." There is a Bengali proverb, "Morile jodi urale chai, tobe satir guna gai." This means it is improper to call a woman chaste until she has lived chastely her entire life, up to the point when her body is cremated and her ashes vanish into the air. Then and only then can she be called chaste. Similarly, unless a person has displayed proper conduct and etiquette throughout his life, it is unintelligent to glorify him for whatever qualities he may have, like the ability to speak nicely. Mundane scholars can also speak nicely, but we generally see that they have no faith in Sri Hari, Guru, or Vaishnavas. Therefore, whatever qualities such persons may possess are simply material. Prior to this pastime, I had only known Śrīla Yāyāvara Goswami Maharaj to be immensely soft-spoken by nature. He was always straightforward and direct, and he spoke whatever he felt. In 1962, during the time of Kumbh Mela in Haridwar, it was found that the young sannyasi was not so fixed on a path of bhakti. There he mixed intimately with women, and this caused him to leave the association of the Gaudiya Math sadhus. Afterward, he began criticizing everyone. Okay, we have just a few minutes left. I think we could read these two sections. Let's see. Affectionate concern for godbrothers. Once Śrīla Yāyāvara Goswami Maharaj went to Kṛṣṇa while Śrīmad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj was serving in the Ananta Vasudeva temple there. When he met with Śrīla Puri Goswami Maharaj, he said, "You have taken responsibility for this temple, as well as different responsibilities at Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. How can you manage all these things single-handedly? It would be better for you to invest your full time and energy in wholeheartedly serving at only one place." After accepting his advice, Śrīla Puri Goswami Maharaj dedicated his full energy to his services at Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. Just engage in kirtan. Kṛṣṇa will provide whatever is required. One day, the brahmacharis of Śrīla Jajavara Gosvāmī Mahārāja's Śrī Shamananda Gaudiya Math in Medinipur became distressed upon seeing that there was no rice whatsoever to cook and to offer takraji. When they expressed their concern to Śrīla Mahārāja, he immediately understood the situation and consoled them by saying, "Do not worry." Then, after locking the temple's gate from inside and keeping the key with him, he turned to the brahmacharis and ordered them, "Please speak Harikatha and perform kirtan for the pleasure of the Lord. There is no need to worry about anything, especially since you are devotees." After this, he proceeded toward his room on the second floor of the math, where he began to chant Harinam loudly. After some time, someone began to knock on the temple's gate and call out for someone to come and open it. But nobody was able to hear him due to the loud kirtan due to the loud kirtan the brahmacharis were performing in the temple hall. Finally, Śrīla Mahārāja noticed from his room that someone was outside the gate. After one kirtan had finished and before the next started, Śrīla Mahārāja dropped the keys from the second floor onto the ground floor and instructed one of the brahmacharis to open the gate and to see who had come. When they opened the door, they found that the man who had been knocking was standing outside of the gate with a giant bag of rice. When the residents of the math inquired about who had purchased those provisions, the man replied, "I do not know. All I know is that someone asked me to deliver these things to this math. I have no idea who he was." The brahmacharis asked, "Has he paid the fare for your rickshaw?" "Yes," the man replied. Because Śrīla Jajavara Gosvāmī Mahārāja was completely surrendered to the Lord, seeing the pain that Śrīla Mahārāja was experiencing upon being unable to offer bhog, supplied whatever was needed for this service. Just engage in kirtan, and Kṛṣṇa will award peacefulness. Śrīla Jajavara Gosvāmī Mahārāja used to sing wonderful kirtans from the core of his heart. Once, the electricity went out while he was performing kirtan. Being unsure of what to do, the devotees became restless. Śrīla Jajavara Gosvāmī Mahārāja, however, immediately reacted, telling them not to become disturbed. He then began singing, "Bhajahure mana Śrī Nandana abhayacharanara vindare." O mind, worship Nandanandan Śrī Kṛṣṇa, whose lotus feet bestow fearlessness. His conduct was a testament to his complete surrender to the Lord. In this way, he never worried for anything, and he wanted others never to worry either. Okay, so that's there's a lot more about Śrīla Bhakti Vicāra Jajavara Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Goes on and on and on and on, but we'll end here because it just turned 8:30. So if anybody wants to read more about Śrīla Bhakti Vicāra Jajavara Gosvāmī Mahārāja, then you can find it on vcvani.com. Also, another thing I want to tell you about is Śrīla just yesterday posted an article on bigdrum.us describing the glories of, well, there's two things in it. It's describing the glories of Śrīmad. Oh, wow, look at this. A song by Śrīmad Bhakti Vicāra Jajavara Mahārāja. That's new. He just posted this now, I guess. But yeah, yesterday he posted this article called "The Devotional Expert, Śrīmad Bhakti Kushal Narsingha Mahārāja." So Bhakti Kushal Narsingha Mahārāja was the uncle of Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Vāman Gosvāmī Mahārāja. And so there's a lot about him, his glories and stories with him, and then also an article written by him. Yesterday was his disappearance day. I never knew anything about Bhakti Kushal Narsingha Mahārāja. All I knew is that he was Śrīla Vāman Gosvāmī Mahārāja's uncle. So if anybody wants to read that, yeah, find it on bigdrum.us. So I think what we'll do now is, Kishore, if you could lead us in Jayadvani, and then afterwards, for anybody who wants to say, we can sing this song by Śrīmad Bhakti Vicāra Jajavara Mahārāja. And if anybody has to go, then they can go.
Can we sing the song first and then Jayadvani?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. But I want to be good with time. You know, like if anybody needs to go now, then you're totally free to go. I don't want to hold anybody up. So yeah, okay, let's do that. We'll sing the song first.
Very
And
good.
Haribol.
Yes,
Please,
Shubhananda Prabhu. Yes.
please share the link of this recent article which we read about Bhakti Vicāra Yāyāvara Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Please.
Actually, I was reading from
Which website you from?
the
VC?
book. It's vcvani.com.
VC
vcvani.com. It's
okay.
yeah. It's short for Vishuddha Chaitanya Vani. It's also vishuddhachaitanyavani.com is also goes to the same place, but they made a short version. vcvani.com. And then you can find this book, My Beloved Masters, and there'll also be the article on the website. But yeah, I recommend downloading this book, My Beloved Masters. You can get it in different formats for free. Okay, so let's go now to bigdrum.us, a song by Śrīmad Bhakti Vicāra Mahārāja. Okay. Okay. I'll make the text bigger. Actually, this will be better if we see it on here, on Reader. There. Okay, let's read it here. How do I make this thing disappear? That. Okay. All glories to Guru Śrī Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, to Śrī Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Śrī Bhaktivedānta Thakur, and Śrī Gaura Das Babaji Maharaj, who are very dear to Śrī Gaura Hari. All glories to Śrī Gaur Nityananda. All glories to Śrī Gadadhar. All glories to Śrī Advaita Acharya and Srinivas, the foremost of Vaishnavas. All glories to the son of Shachi Devi and Śrī Jagannath Mishra. All glories to the treasure of the life of Lakshmi Priya and Vishnu Priya. All glories to Ishan Thakur, the object of Śrī Shachi's affection, who is the eternal servant of Mahaprabhu's temple. All glories to Yogapit. All glories to Śrī Mayapur, where Nimai Sundar appeared. All glories to the courtyard of Srivas, where Vishwambar manifested the Maharas of Kirtan in the home of Srivas. All glories to the home of Śrī Advaita Acharya, to the home of Śrī Gadadhar, and to the home of Śrī Murari Gupta, where one can have darshan of Sita Ram. All glories to the Lord of Shantipur, he who brought Gaur, and to Gaur's potency, Gadadhar, who is always with Gaur Hari. All glories to Śrī Chaitanya Math, the main math established by Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. The place where Gauranga acted out the pastimes of Raj, and where Gandharvika Giridhari preside. All glories to that place, Śrī Chaitanya Math. All glories to Madhavendra Puri and Śrī Ishwar Puri. All glories to Keshav Bharati and Śrī Chaitanya Hari. All glories to the beautiful confluence of the Ganga and Saraswati, nearby which is the enchanting Ishodhyan. All glories to Gangadhar, sitting in Ishodhyan, meditating on Chaitanya Chandra day and night. This place is a favorite spot for Gauranga's midday pastimes. Here, the sadhus have established mats and sing the glories of Śrī Gaur Hari. All glories to Śrī Radha Govinda, Śrī Radha Gopinath, and Śrī Radha Madan Mohan, and the merciful Śrī Gaur. All glories to Navadvip Dham, to Bhakta Bhagavan. Kindly grant me Krishna Prem Bhakti. Venerating the lotus feet of Śrī Guru, the servant Yāyāvara performs Nam Sankirtan. And then it ends Jaya Rupa Sanātana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath, but we'll sing that, so we'll get there. 1 second, I'm just making the line width a bit wider. I think that's good. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me just turn off noise suppression, and then we will sing this. It's kind of like a Mahaprabhu version of, what is it? Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan. Okay. 1 second. Also, if anyone here is not subscribed to bigdrum.us, Srivasa's website, where he's constantly translating new things and really interesting things, articles that Srila Prabhupada wrote that were never before seen in English before, and all sorts of like really awesome stuff. Yeah, subscribe to it. It's completely free. bigdrum.us. And while you're at it, you can subscribe to my website also, vineofdevotion.com. Okay, sorry. Okay. Jaya Guru Shri Bhaktivedānta Saraswati Jagannatha Bhakti Vinod Gaura Priya Ati Jaya Gaura Nityananda Jai Gadadhar Jaya Dvaipāyana Vaishnava Pravar Jaya Shachi Jagannatha Mishrer Nandan Jaya Jaya Lakshmi Vishnu Priya Pranadan Shri Shachir Sneha Patra Jai Shri Ishan Mahaprabhu Mandirer Nitya Sevakhan Jaya Yoga Pita Jai Shri Mayapura Jetha avatirna hoila nimai sundar Shivasayangana jai kirtan Mahārāja Vishwambara Shivas grihe korila prakash Advaita bhavana jai gadadhara angan Murari bhavana jai sitaram darshan Ho Gora Ana Prabhu Jai Shanti Purāṇa Ho Gora Shakti Gadadhar Gora Hari Sar Shri Chaitanya Matha Jai Mula Matahan Jagar Guru Prabhupada Jagar Guru Prabhupada Korila Sthapan Gaurangir Vraja-lila Abhinay Sthan Gandharvika Giridhari Gaura Vidyaman Maravendra Puri Jai Shri Ishvara Puri Keshava Bharati Jai Shri Chaitanya Hari Jai Ganga Saraswati Sangama Sundar Tahara nikate isho dhyana manohar Jai Jai Gangadhar isho dhyane bosi Chaitanya Chandrer dhyana kore divanishi Gaurangir madhyanika lila priyastan Sadhugan mathasthapi Gaura gunagan Shri Radha Govinda Radha Gopinath Jai Jaya Radha Madana Mohana Gaur Jai Radha Madan Mohana Gaura Dayamoy Jaya Navadvipadham Bhakta Bhagavan Kripa Kori Deha Kṛṣṇa Prema Bhaktivedānta Shri Guru Charana Padma Koriya Vandan Dasa Yāyāvara Kore Nama Sankirtan Jai Rupa Sanātana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Haye Chai Goshai Kori Charana Vandan Jaha hoite vigna nash abhishta puran Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Gadadhara Shivasari Gora Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasham Pranamodukha Shamanas Tanamami Harim Param Pranamodukha Shamanas Tanamami Harim Param. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Sapashara Śrīla Prabhupada, Sapashara Śrīla Prabhupada. Jaya Bhakti Vicāra Yāyāvara Mahārāja, Bhakti Vicāra Yāyāvara Gosvāmī. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Okay, Kishore, take it away.
Jai Sabrika Shri Guru Gauranga Gan Harvika Giridhari Radha Vinor Vihari Radha Nayanath Radharamari Vihari Radha Madhava Shri Radha Damodar Ji ki Jai. Sri Govinda Govinath Madan Mahan Ji ki Jai. Jai Natya Leela Pravishtam Vishnupad Paramaham Sabri Vrajacharya Vriya Stotrashta Shishiman Bhaktivedānta Shalabharati Gosvāmī Guru Mahārāja ki Jai. जय नत्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार परमहंस प्रिय व्रजचार्य वर्या अस्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान भक्तिवेदांत शील नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज पतित पावन शील गुरुदेव की जय. जय नत्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार स्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान भक्ति बलतीर्थ गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. नित्यालीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार स्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान भक्तिवेदांत शील वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. नित्यालीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान भक्तिवेदांत त्रिविक्रम गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. नित्यालीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. नित्यालीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान भक्तिवेदांत गोस्वामी परम गुरु महाराज की जय. नित्यालीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज परम गुरुदेव आचार्य केसरी की जय. नित्यालीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान भक्ति कुशल नरसिंह गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. नित्यालीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त श्री श्रीमान भक्ति विचार जयावर गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. शुभ जगत गुरु श्री शिला भक्ति विचार यायावर गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. हाँ शिला भक्ति जयावर गोस्वामी महाराज शुभ तिरुभाव तिथि महा महोत्सव की जय. जय नत्य लीला प्रविष्टा ओम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्रस्त शिष्यमान जगत गुरु श्री वृषभाना विदयित दास शिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय. सप्रकार शिल प्रभुपाद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर महाशय की जय. नित्यालीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद महापरम भगवत परवार परमहंस अष्टोत्रस्त शिष्यमान गौर किशोर दास बाबूजी महाराज की जय. नित्यालीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद सप्तम गोस्वामी अष्टोत्रस्त शिष्यमान सच्चिदानंद भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर महाशय की जय. नित्यालीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद वैष्णव सर्वोमा अष्टोत्रस्त शिष्यमान जगन्नाथ दास बाबूजी महाराज की जय. सूर्यकुंदवासी सिद्धशिल मधुसूदन दास बाबूजी महाराज की जय. श्री उर्वदास उदरान दास की जय. गुरुविदान आचार्य शिष्यमान बलदेव देवभूषण प्रभु की जय. महामहोपाध्याय शिरोमणि शिल विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर पार की जय. शिल रसकानंद मरारी प्रभु की जय. श्री शिल रामचंद्र कविराज की जय. श्रीलोचन दास ठाकुर की जय. शिल नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्यामानंद प्रभुत्राय की जय. शिल कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय. यशवदार अरिकाव्य शिल वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय. श्री अष्टकबीरा शुभ सुर जानव नित्यानंद दुर्श गोपाल श्री चौषति महंत की जय। जय श्री रूप श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ सर-गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर रमानंद लोकनाथ भूगर्भ अति गौर परिषार वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री शिल ईश्वर पुरी गोस्वामी पार की जय। श्री शिल माधवेंद्र पुरी गोस्वामी पार की जय। श्री अंतरद्वीप मायापुर सिमनद्वीप गौद्रमद्वीप मध्यद्वीप कौलुद्वीप ऋतुद्वीप जानुद्वीप मात्रा द्रुमाद्वीप रुद्राद्वीप मात्मक श्री नवद्वीप धाम की जय। श्री एक चक्र धाम की जय। श्री शांतिपुर धाम की जय। श्री गौर चंद्र भगवान की जय। जय 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 श्री श्री गौर गदाधर की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ गोपी गोपा गो गिरि गोवर्धन वनात्माक श्री ब्रजमंडल धाम की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गंग सखी आमन सखी तुलसी भक्ति देव की जय। जयेश्वरी ब्रजेश्वरी वृषभानुनंदिनी श्रीमती राधा रानी ठाकुरानी की जय। जय श्रीमती राधिका की जय। श्री ललिता विशाखा चित्रा चंपकलाट तुंग विद्या इंदुलेखा रंगदेवी सुदेवी हरि सखी वृंद की जय। श्री अनंग प्रेम मंजलाल श्री रूपल मंग राग विलस गुणरति कस्तूरी कमल नयमणि हरि मंजारी वृंद की जय। श्रीमती वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भगवती पूर्णमासी उमाय देवी की जय। श्री गोपीश्वर सर शिव महादेव की जय। जय श्री महादेव की जय। श्री शिव शंकर की जय। श्री गौरी शंकर की जय। राधा पनंकित धाम श्री वृंदावन की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन चक्र नीलमार्ग की जय। श्री तत्व गोपीनाथ की जय। श्री जगन्नाथपुरी पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र मंडल नीलाचल धाम की जय। श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय। श्री अयोध्या धाम की जय। जय सर्व विघ्न विनाशन करे भक्त विघ्न विनाश श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। भक्तराज भक्त बरबर श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। श्री प्रहलाद लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव की जय। श्री चरिताम चरि संप्रदाय चर्याचार्य की जय। श्री मध्वार मनोज विष्णु स्वामी नंबदित्य चर्याचार्य की जय। आकर मंत्रा श्री चैतन्य मात की जय। श्री श्यामानंद गौरी मात की जय। श्री गौरी मात वृंद की जय। ग्रंथरा श्रीमद् भगवताम भगवद गीता चैतन्य चरितामृत चैतन्य भगवत जैव धर्म आदि सर्व गौरी वैष्णव ग्रंथ वृंद की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन युग धर्म की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल धन्य कलियुग तर्क ब्रह्म श्री हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे महामंत्र की जय। श्री आनंदपुरी वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री समकट गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री कार्तिक मास की जय। श्री कार्तिक व्रत दामोदर व्रत की जय। कार्तिका देवी दामोदरी श्रीमती राधिका महारानी की जय। श्री श्री राधा दामोदर जी की जय। श्री यशोद दामोदर जी की जय। श्री दामोदराष्टकम की जय। श्री सत्यव्रत मुनि की जय। श्री दामोदराष्टकम बुक की जय। श्री शिल सनातन गोस्वामी की जय। शिल सनातन गोस्वामी commentary on दामोदराष्टकम की जय। शिल गुरुदेव commentary on श्री दामोदराष्टकम की जय। जय श्री रसकान की जय। जय नित्यलील प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार स्तोत्रस्त श्री श्रीमान भक्ति विचार जयवर गोस्वामी महाराज शुभ तिरु भाव तिथि महामहोत्सव की जय। जय नित्यलील प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार स्तोत्रस्त श्रीमान भक्ति कुशल नरसिंह गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जय श्रीनिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे हरि बोल। ओम वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रददेवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Dandavat pranams, everybody. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Satya Mataji, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Krishna Mai Didi. Yeah, thank you for staying all the way till the end also. That's really... And let me see. And I'm checking on YouTube and Facebook. Let's see all who's there. All right, Ganga Mataji, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, Vidyalala Sadidi, Vipin Bardharaj, who else? Sudevi Didi, and I see there are a few others. Dandavat pranams, everybody. All right, so tomorrow we will read the 4th verse, Varam Deva Moksham Na Moksha Vadimba. We'll get very close to the end of the 4th verse, but it's a little bit too long. It's 7,000 words. We usually read 6,000 something. So anyhow, that will be our reading for tomorrow. Oh, wait a second. Tomorrow is a special... Let's just look at the calendar 1 second. There's a bunch of days coming up. Hey, why is my countdown thing not coming up? Anyways, I sent it in... We have a WhatsApp group for where I sent down the countdown timers. Let me just look at it 1 second. TT countdown. It is... Okay. So today is Bhaktivedānta Jajabha Gosvāmī Maharaj. Tomorrow is Śrīla Narottam Das Thakur. Then the day after that is the appearance of Śrī Radhakund and Gadadhar Das Thakur. And then Śrīla Bhakti Shri Gosvāmī Maharaj's appearance day. So maybe tomorrow we can just read about Narottam Das Thakur, because there's so much to read about Narottam Das Thakur. I have this beautiful book by this lady. Her name's Shitala Mataji, your god sister, right? Somebody just gave me this book. It's like this thick, and it's a beautiful description. I think she worked on it for 10 years of Narottam Das Thakur's life story. So maybe we could read from that book. And then the day after tomorrow, appearance of Radhakund and Gadadhar Das Thakur. I think that we can read the 4th verse of Dāmodarāṣṭakam on that day. So we'll read the 4th verse of Dāmodarāṣṭakam the day after tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Narottam Das Thakur. All right, so that's the plan. And then the day after that, we'll just read about Śrīla Bhakti Shri Gosvāmī Maharaj. There's so much about Śrīla Bhakti Shri Gosvāmī Maharaj. So many things we can read about him. Yeah, so, and then like that. All right. Haribol,
on that
everybody.
day also is Sri Virachandra Prabhu's.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Yes, Virachandra Prabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu's son, Virachandra Prabhu. Yeah, so if anybody has anything to share about Virachandra Prabhu, then I can read that. I only know a couple little things about him. So, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I forgot about that.
There's a purport that Chaitanya Charitamrita about him.
There is? Okay. If you could before that day, if you could share me whatever to read about him. Maybe also there's something in Sri Chaitanya and his associates by Bhakti Vallabha Goswami Maharaj. We could read from that if there's anything about him there. So, okay.
What were you saying earlier that had an astrologer told you also that you're going to get married?
Yeah. He's a very renowned astrologer, Shrikar Prabhu. Do you know Shrikar Prabhu? He's an expert astrologer, Vedic astrologer, very well respected. And he stayed in Jagannath Puri with us for a while, and he said that he did my chart, and he's like, "You're gonna get married in a couple years." Wow. And his wife was there, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so happy for you." And they were like really happy that I was gonna get married. Like, "I'm gonna tell your parents." His wife's Indian. She passed away a couple years ago, but yeah. She's Indian, and so she's like really into all family things, and she was like, "Well, your mother's gonna be so happy," and all that. Even though my mother is like, she wants me to be a good brahmachari, but yeah, I got really mental then. I was like, am I gonna fall down? And I was like, well, there's this girl I like talking with. I wonder. I started getting really mental, and then nothing happened because I guess because by the grace of Guru and Vaishnavas, they kept me busy, and yeah, just didn't happen. So
Yeah.
All right, Dandavat pranams, everybody. See you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe.
Jai Shri Radhe.